Fix-Wolanski, home breeze, he scores! Breakaway goal for Trey Fix-Wolanski, the first of his pro career. A historic goal for Trey Fix-Wolanski, the most in a single season for any player in the history of the Cleveland Monsters. Trey Fix-Wolanski, your overtime hero! Takeaway, no feet ahead here. Fix-Wolanski alone on a breakaway. Save made, rebound, he scores! And there it is! No one has more goals in Monsters history, and the crowd belongs to Trey Fix-Wolanski. Well, hi again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Monsters OT. It's presented by Century Federal Credit Union, only here on Rock Sports. Tony Brown here with you. We'll be joined by Brad Thiessen in just a moment. And just thought off the top of the show, a great opportunity to show an awesome tribute video that our creative department here with the Monsters put together for Trey Fix-Wolanski. He spent parts of 6 seasons with the club from 2019 to 2025. He owns all the records, and he was back in town with Hartford here recently. We'll take a look at those games in today's show, but a great tip of the cap to one of the greatest players in the history of the club. We'll also have a chance to catch up with Ryan Cookta, who once upon a time made his way into Monsters lore and was back again on Hockey Fights Cancer Night. That's coming up in our Monsters Memories segments, and we'll also head back to the car wash with Roman Ashan as we'll keep it clean at Whistle Express Car Wash in Parma. Take a look at the team's Meet the Team party as well, but we begin where we always do. It's time for headlines. Brad Thiessen joins me now for headlines. And Thies, let's start with all the pomp and circumstance for Trey Fix-Wolanski there as he was back with Hartford at Rocket Arena on the 28th of November. And let's just refresh everyone's memory, Brad, on his impact. He's got all of the records. We've talked about it. At some point, we'll stop talking about it. But, of course, goals, assists, points, power play goals, game-winning goals, single-season scoring. He's got all that in terms of the Monsters franchise history. And it was big for really the fans, but for him too, to be back in Cleveland.
Yeah, it was definitely weird to see him wearing a different jersey other than the Monsters after all he's done for this team, for this franchise. But when you think back of it, all the different times and how big of an impact he had on the ice, whether it was big goals, big hits, big plays, it was, whenever it was a big moment, it was usually involving Trey Fix-Wolanski. So it was awesome to see him back in the building and have the fans pay tribute to him.
Yeah, often at the big league level, you see individual players, create this sort of relationship with a city and with a fan base. It's harder to do in the minor leagues. And so for Trey, you could tell, I spoke to him prior to the game there on the 28th, and he told us it was such a special thing to be back in Cleveland.
Honestly, they meant everything. You kind of look back and you get a little bit emotional thinking about all the good times, but excited to see everyone, and I know they'll be excited to see me as well. So, just keep my mind in the right spot and keep thinking about the game instead of the outside noise.
It's a lot about how much the fans mean to the players, how much the players mean to the fans. For Trey, it's personal. You can see him fighting the emotions there. He's the genuine article.
He was, and he played that way. I think that's why the fans connected with him, just because the energy and the passion that he played with. The goal celebrations, he always was playing to the fans, and they went right back to him with their adoration.
All right, well, let's talk about the games as not the outcome Cleveland wanted. First, we'll begin on the 28th. That was a Friday night, Black Friday, in fact, a great crowd, but it was a 6-4 loss, and Trey Fix-Wolanski ended up with a couple of goals. But Cleveland, what was positive, Brad, found the goal column a little bit too. A team struggling to score, put 4 in the net, but not quite enough.
Yeah, obviously Luca Del Belvaluz had himself a night with 2 goals and an assist, and some of those skill players, Jordan Dumais, Hunter McCown, finding the back of the net, that's huge for their confidence, and a great comeback in the third that just fell a little bit short there.
Yeah, Del Bel Blues coming out with a 2-man advantage, then a 5-on-4 advantage there to start the third period. Back-to-back power play goals. So individual scoring perking up, the power play getting going. Good stuff, but you need the result, and that wasn't quite there in a loss to the Wolfpack. So let's look ahead to the following game. This is Saturday the 29th, and this one was a really tough pill, Brad, because Cleveland built a 2-0 lead after a scoreless first period. How about that finish from his backside there for Corson Koolmans? Then you got a goal from Hunter McCown with a nice power move to the net here, but it all came crashing down midway through the third period with a couple of bang-bang goals for Hartford, and then they got the third one they needed to win.
Yeah, it felt like, Cleveland had that game in the bag in the third period with the full marks for a 2-0 lead, only to have those 9 seconds in the third period kind of turn the game around with their 2 quick goals in that 4-on-4, and then icing it with the power play goal at the end. So bitter pill to swallow for the Monsters on Saturday night.
Let's talk a little bit about the goaltending on Saturday, though, as Zach Sawchenko got his first appearance for Cleveland in the team's past 5 games. And despite how it went at the end, I thought he played really well. I was impressed.
Yeah, he played really well. And I think just the battle on the compete level that he showed, a couple diving saves, going all out, doing whatever it took to make the saves in those chances. So I thought he deserved a better fate than he got on that night.
All right, so in the aftermath of that tough series against Hartford, let's take a look now at the North Division standings in the AHL, as things are still kind of bunched up, but starting to see a little bit of separation in the tiers within the division. You've got Laval at 14-6-0 with 28 points. They're 2 points clear of Syracuse, then 2 points behind them. That's Rochester, a team that Cleveland recently beat in impressive fashion on the road. Belleville following them with 22 points. Toronto in 5th place with 20, and then Cleveland 4 points back of that, still having played fewer games than the majority of the division, but they've got some ground to make up already, now 12 points out of first.
Yeah, fewer games played and only games against Rochester and Utica in division so far. So a lot of games coming up against some division rivals and some chances to make their way up the standings.
So let's take a look now at who is not with Cleveland at the moment due to recalls to the National Hockey League level, with the Blue Jackets, and a couple of important players are currently up top, including Luca Pinelli, a rookie who is really getting a lot of opportunity at the next level with Columbus, playing big minutes. He was Cleveland's leading scorer at the time of his recall in 13 games, had 10 points, 18 penalty minutes, and then as of the time of this taping, a couple of games played, no points yet in the National Hockey League for Luca Pinelli, but he had an overtime shift in his NHL debut, and he's playing more minutes than he played at this level.
Yeah, it seems like Dean Evison and the coaching staff in Columbus have really trusted him already to be in some big spots. So it's awesome for Luca. I'm sure he's got a lot of energy, a lot of adrenaline flowing playing those NHL games and being up there for the first time.
You got another guy, though, as we'll talk about him here, who's with Columbus, who was in Cleveland, but it's not due to a recall. I'm talking, of course, about veteran defenseman Brendan Smith, who was with Cleveland on a PTO, that's a pro tryout contract. He was released from that on the 24th of November so that he could sign an NHL deal with the Blue Jackets, and after 14 years at that level, that's where he wants to be, and he's earned his opportunity. It was a nice thing for him and his family, as he was based in Columbus this year to cut out the commute. Now he's there full-time.
Yeah, cool story for Brendan Smith, obviously getting, not having the tryout turn into a contract after training camp, still battling it out, coming to Cleveland, playing a really good brand of hockey, being with the younger guys, being a veteran leader, and parlaying his good play into a contract and an opportunity with the Blue Jackets. So great to see.
And good flexibility for the organization, too. It's a two-way deal, so if a need presents itself or if things filter out at some point, he could always come back to Cleveland. We wish Brendan all the best and thank him for all of his hard work at the start of the year down in the AHL, a league he hadn't played in for a long time, but man, what a great resource for young Cleveland defensemen. Now, our last item here on Headlines today is my favorite item so far this season, and it's an amazing article that was written by NHL.com staff writer William Douglas on our friend Raven Payne. She's the senior manager of community impact and engagement for the Monsters and has just a huge impact on everything that Cleveland does in the community. You can check out the article on NHL.com on their Color of Hockey blog. It was also linked on theAHL.com's homepage too. We in Cleveland, Brad, we know what Raven does. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. She makes a huge impact, like we said, as the Monsters get out and try to grow the game. And to see her get the recognition she so has earned and so deserves, it's just an amazing, cool thing.
Yeah, awesome article to read. And as you see in some of these pictures and videos, Raven's always got a smile on her face. She's always got so much energy. She's a real joy to be around at the rink all the time, and it's so cool to see her out in the community and the impact that she's making and being recognized for it.
Yeah, and good job by William Douglas and the National Hockey League for identifying a true person who makes an impact in their role, and that's Raven Payne. So nice going, Raven. Keep up the outstanding work. We appreciate you. All right, let's head now to our Monsters Mic Check segment, Brad, as Corson Kuhlmans, we saw it during the breakdown of that Hartford series, scored a wild and crazy acrobatic goal, and Jock Callender and I caught up with him on our Rock Sports telecast after that period in which he looked just a little bit like Alex Ovechkin.
Of course, that was a highlight reel goal for you. If you could take us through your thought process there as you found a way to poke that home for the first goal.
Yeah, we were grinding the D zone a little bit. Rowe made a good play to win the battle on the wall. Tate made a good drive, kick it out to Silly. Figured I should drive the net, Silly's gonna get it there, and I just got a little bit lucky. But you gotta have a little bit of skill to be lucky, so yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah, Jock called you Ovechkin-esque on that one.
Yeah, of course, Tony said you were trying to just check the defenseman. I think you were trying to score.
Yeah, well, I'm always trying to score, Jocko.
Yeah, so you're getting a few points the last few games, starting to get some confidence. The team's scoring more. Have you guys done anything different, or are you just stuck to the plan and things are starting to bounce for you?
I think it's just us sticking to the process. Over the last 10 games or so, we were really establishing our identity, going to the net hard, just putting pucks on net, trying to get a lot of shots, and we're starting to get the bounces. So it's nice that it's starting to show for us.
Of course, you got the lead going into the third period here. Things got crazy there at the end of the second period, but how do you guys sort of do your best to ignore that and find a way in this third period to win a game?
Yeah, we just got to keep our head on our shoulders, not let our emotions get the best of us, but we still got to play hard and make the hard plays, stand up for our teammates. That's going to be critical, but we don't want to take any emotional penalties out here.
Cools, thanks for this. Good luck.
Thank you.
That is Corson Kuhlmans.
Got to have a little skill to get some luck. I like that from Corson Kuhlmans. All right, time for a break here on Monsters OT. When we come back, we'll hop in the car with Roman Ashan and head to Whistle Express Car Wash in Parma to keep it clean. That and more coming up next on Monsters OT, presented by Century Federal Credit Union, only on Rock Sports. Welcome back, everyone, on Monsters OT, presented by Century Federal Credit Union, only here on Rock Sports. Tony Brown back with you. Lots more show coming up, but right now it's time to head to Parma, specifically to Whistle Express Car Wash, where Roman Ashan, Monsters forward, helped us keep it clean. All right, it's time to keep it clean here at Whistle Express Car Wash in Parma. Our guest today, Roman Ashan. Ro, thanks for doing it, man.
Oh, thanks for having me.
All right, let's start with some car stuff. Like, what are you driving these days?
I'm driving a Mazda CX-5 right now.
Okay, now if you could drive anything on earth, what would you be driving?
I don't know, I like the Genesis. My brother and parents have a Genesis. That's a nice car.
Say you're taking a road trip with your teammates, right? If you're driving, who's in the passenger seat, and then who is not allowed in the car?
I'd probably have Owen in the passenger seat. McHugh would not be in the car.
Now, why is that, Roman? Why do you say that?
Owen's just a good partner. He'll listen to music. He'll take care of the radio, and I'll just be able to drive McHugh. He might distract me a little bit on the road and not get us where we need to go.
You mentioned music. All right, what are you listening to?
Yeah, I'm kind of all over the map. A little bit of country, a little rap, a little like Elton John, a little all over the place kind of.
Nice,
so
okay.
I like to mix it up.
All right, so you grew up in Minnesota, of course. You played your college hockey in Wisconsin. I'm from that part of the country. It's all about the lake in the summertime, right? So tell us about your summer, what you did all, getting ready for the year.
Yeah, a lot of time spent with my family on the lake. Did some fishing up there, got in the wilderness, and that's kind of like what I like to do in the summer, is just kind of get away and reset. So.
There's a lot of new guys this year and more experienced new players than in years past. What do you make of the mix sort of on the team this year?
Yeah, it's a different mix this year. We got a lot of guys with families. We got guys with 2-3 kids, and then we got the young guys. So my job as one of the leaders on our team is just to make sure that everyone's getting together, getting the camaraderie, because stuff off the ice is important. It's just as important as stuff on the ice. So I think that's a big part of our team that we need to build.
Favorite restaurant in Cleveland? Where are you going more often than not?
Yeah, I like the Lago. I like that spot a lot. Goma Sushi's good, but then I like getting downtown to like the Chop House.
Gotta ask you, pierogi night. You had a huge night last year. What are you gonna do on Polish Boys night?
Yeah, I don't know. I like the special events, so we'll see what's in store for that.
That is Roman and Sean, and that'll do it for another episode of Keeping It Clean at Whistle Express Car Wash in Parma. We got to get to practice, so we'll see you next time. Always fun with Roman there, and it's a theme in these car wash interviews. None of the players want Max McHugh in the car with them if they're going on a road trip. Just make note of that. Just kidding, Q. We'll have a lot more show coming up. Stay with us. This is Monsters OT. Up next, we'll take you inside the Meet the Team party at the Great Lakes Science Center. That and more after the break on Rock Sports. We are back again on Monsters OT, presented by Century Federal Credit Union here on Rock Sports. We'll get back to Brad Thiessen in just a few moments. Right now, though, it's time to jump inside one of the top events for Monsters Hockey Club members. That's the team's season ticket holders every year, and that's the Meet the Team party. It was an amazing turnout this year at the Great Lakes Science Center in Cleveland, and we were there to tell you all about it. Well, guys, it's that time again. It's the Monsters Meet the Team party for Monsters Hockey Club members heading in to the 2025-26 season. We're here at the Great Lakes Science Center, and there are tons of Monster fans inside. The players are there too. So without further ado, let's go check it out. Well, everybody had tons of fun at this year's Meet the Team event at the Great Lakes Science Center. If you want to learn more about becoming a Monsters Hockey Club member, visit us at clevelandmonsters.com. In Cleveland, till next time, I'm Tony Brown. Back for one more segment here on Monsters OT, presented by Century Federal Credit Union on Rock Sports with Brad Thiessen. Tony Brown here with you. Time for our Monsters Memories segment, and this time around, Brad, we're going to catch up with Ryan Cookta. Now, let's just remind fans who Ryan is. We got to know him, a cool 7 years ago or something, when he was a kid who was fighting non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and through the Special Wish Foundation, got to sign a one-day contract with the Monsters. It was a cool story then. He's beat cancer twice since that point when we first met him. But what do you remember about a young cookie monster, as we call him, Ryan Cookta?
It was awesome. I remember going into his hospital room the first time meeting him. He's a fellow hockey player, and just seeing the fight that he was about to go into and the resolve that he had, and awesome family as well, and to see him now 7 years later and everything that he's gone through, and he's such an inspirational story.
He really is, and he helped raise almost $30,000 for cancer research with his branded Hockey Strong gear that was a part of our National Cookie Day celebration back in 2019. Anyway, he was here for Hockey Fights Cancer Night on November the 29th, and we caught up with him in the broadcast booth on Rock Sports, and it was amazing to see Ryan, the Cookie Monster, Cookta.
But Broadview Heights was diagnosed at age 12 with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Back in the day, you signed a one-day contract through the Special Wish Foundation to join the Monsters. It's wonderful to have you back here, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, I mean, of course, great memories over the years as You've been a part of things with Cleveland, going back to 2019 with those National Cookie Day jerseys and your Hockey Strong shirt you're rocking right now. But it's wonderful to have you back here at Rocket Arena. How's it feel to sort of 7 years later be back here in the same environment?
It's amazing with the things that the Monsters have done for me. It's truly amazing to be back here with all the fans watching the game. And from beating cancer a second time and being back here now and starting college at the University of Tampa, it's like coming back to my family here.
Well, we feel the same way, man. I just want to know, if you think back to that time, you're 12 years old and you're going through a really difficult situation. How were the Monsters there for you? What did it mean to you to be a part of things back at that time?
Yeah, I think the Monsters were a huge part of my treatment and all that. I don't think I could have done what I did without them. They were there every step from helping me sign the one-day contract. That was so amazing. The guys really made me feel like I was a part of the team and I wasn't the kid with cancer. So I feel like that really boosted my emotions and all that. Taking everything one day at a time, not focus on everything all at once, because I just didn't figure out that worked for me. Taking everything one shift at a time, one day at a time, I felt like that really helped me in the end.
Man, we got a broadcaster up here, guys. Nice and clean. Ties it back with the hockey. Ryan Cookta, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Congratulations, and thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
All right, that's Ryan Cookta. We're quick break. We'll be back.
How much fun is that, Brad? I mean, obviously he's got such great perspective, been through a lot for a kid his age, and, man, special guy.
Yeah, and he's all grown up now. He looks so much older than he did back then, but awesome to see him and awesome to hear all the great things that he's got going on in his life now.
All right, well, that's Brad Thiessen. I'm Tony Brown, and that's another edition of Monsters OT. We've got some thank yous to hand out to Leo Simone, to Jeremy Hawks, to the rest of our outstanding crew. Need to say thank you as well to our friends at Century Federal Credit Union and to all of you for tuning in. Until next time on Rock Sports, I'm Tony Brown, and this has been Monsters OT presented by Century Federal Credit Union.